Good morning. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate you all staying here after this warm weather practice mode, and I appreciate you covering this sort of event for us. The Philadelphia Eagles and Lincoln Financial Field are thrilled to host Delaware State and Norfolk State for a highly anticipated matchup on October 30th. These are two-story HBCU institutions with tremendous legacies. Led by President Tony Allen of Delaware State, who couldn't make it today, but Rural Supervisors Board and administrative members are here today. And Dr. Javon Adams Gaston, he's here for Norfolk State with their leadership and support. We've been able to collaborate together. And now, their respective football programs are being guided by two Eagles greats. DeSean Jackson, like with Vick, obviously here with us today. Together, these two legends produced some amazing moments that will forever be a part of certainly our team's history. For the seemingly flick of the wrist on the opening play on Monday Night Football in Washington, the 88-yard passing touchdown to DeSean from Michael, followed by a few weeks later in the 91-yard touchdown pass, the statement game on the road at Dallas, and of course, the memorable return for sure up in New York, the little extra drama with the drop before the tip off for the end zone. We look forward to them seeing them compete against one another in some respects, but they have a brotherhood and a relationship that goes deeper than that. We're excited for them as first-year head coaches to sort of read each other on our field, where they delighted Eagles fans and teammates for years. It's an honor for us to coach them, their players, their schools, their fans at our stadium. And would like to take a moment to recognize Frank Yenny, our Chief Operating Officer. He's going to read for Philadelphia Eagles with Delaware State, Norfolk State, with DeSean and Michael for making this game happen. He's also been the lead with the city of Philadelphia and their tremendous support after the Mayor Parker and the entire city administration has been fully supportive, not only of this event, but they fully supported of all the events, real-cost events that he brought to the financial field. And we're thankful for that support, and we're pleased to have their support for this game in that tape. Before I introduce Giselle Jones, I'd also like to first introduce Governor Meyer from Delaware. He also has been a supporter of this event, and he's here with us today. I know you have to say a few remarks.
Good morning. I'm just here to say thank you, first and foremost, to Don, Frank, Mr. Lurie, the whole Eagles team. Thank you for doing this. This is historic for the MEAC Conference in their 55th year. It's historic for the people of Delaware and the people of Virginia, in addition to Norfolk State University and the great Delaware State University. I just want to encourage people to come out. We're hoping this will be, hope you don't mind, the first annual HBCU Classic at Lincoln Financial Field. To do that, we need people to come out and support this extraordinary event. You mentioned Mayor Parker, and I did want to highlight her tremendous support for this event, making sure that thousands and thousands of Philadelphia young people can come out, not just to see a football game, not just to see these two fine young men as leaders and coaches and teachers, but also to get a little bit of that HBCU flavor, to understand, maybe ask a few questions about what is a historically black college and university, and hopefully a few of them to say, this is an experience I want to have one day. So thank you very much for all the support. This is an extraordinary opportunity for a community to come together. And don't forget, when you go down to Delaware, there's a little bit less humidity. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. now if I could, the Mayor Parker was scheduled to be with us this morning. Unfortunately, her recruiters, not allowed her to do it, so I know she's very disappointed because she's very excited for this event and very passionate about the success of this event. And so, but we have Giselle Jones with us, the senior representative, who is going to say a few remarks on behalf of the city of Philadelphia.
Thank you. Righty. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Don. Thank you, everyone. I am truly excited to be here today on behalf of Mayor Sherelle L. Parker. I don't think there is a person in our city more thrilled about this event than Mayor Parker. I want to thank Don and Frank and the entire Eagles organization for providing this platform to showcase the rivalry clash between the Delaware State Hornets and the Norfolk State Spartans. This is about to be a HBCU classic. One that we hope Philadelphia will host forever and a day. Our mayor is all in. She's in our planning meetings. She's fully engaged. She's a HBCU grad herself. And she is bringing her passion, and you know how big her passion is, and infectious energy to this process. She knows this is going to be a successful event, but we don't want to have it just once. We want this to become a tradition for Philadelphia here at the Link, returning year after year, celebrating and uplifting the HBCU institutions and communities. The city is in your corner, and we are fully supportive, and we are ready to champion every step of the way. Our city is no stranger to hosting world-class events, and this game is going to be on and lit on October the 30th with no exception. This is a world-class stage for two incredible teams to not only showcase their grit and talent, but to provide these student athletes with incredible networking opportunities that will inspire, empower, and help shape their future. I just want to say, I don't know who I'm rooting for just yet, but I know where I'll be on October 30th. So now it is my absolute honor to introduce the two Philadelphia legends who are making this all possible, and they are our former teammates and now first-year Division I football head coaches, and they are DeSean Jackson and Michael Vick. Welcome. Thank you. The student unit and the
Hope y'all see how I'm coming. Hope y'all see how I'm
coming. He ain't just like see how I'm coming. He ain't just like that right there.
Yep, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here. Open for any questions.
So how does the foul come about?
It's called I'm Talking Trash. DeSean hit me up and just thought, asked me what I thought about it. Instantly I just thought about, how much it would take to get this done. But from what the time he called me to up until now, it got done very quickly. And I think it's the best thing for both schools. It's a great opportunity for us. Like I say, I want to thank the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie, Frank, Dom, people behind the scenes that made it happen, and obviously D-Jack, who planted the seed initially. I'll let him speak to that.
What's it like being first on that day? Any surprises to see?
A lot of surprises. I think for me, it's been a great opportunity, man, to be able to be in a seat and controlling a full university. For me, I would have never envisioned it to be what it is. Every day I wake up, I'm excited to put feet on the floor, to go out and see what the challenge of the day brings. But to say you're a head coach of the University of Division I, Delaware State University, the past few years has been a struggle for the Hornets. So since day one when I came in there, I said I had to address the culture I had to get the right kind of guys in there. And for me, it's all about discipline. It's about a mindset. At the end of the day, everybody's not going to be fortunate enough to make it to the NFL. So to be able to say you can get guys that walk across that stage or get a degree of diploma is what I want to instill out of these young men. But football is a game, a sport that we all have an opportunity to play. And it's not guaranteed, you know, and it's never a finger. Anything can happen. So if them guys have those degrees, that paper is, you know, holds a lot more weight than anything you can do on this football field.
With those of you, so what you do, like this side first?
You know, football is in our blood. Mentorship, I think, is in our blood. Leadership, you know, creating men of character. That's all we was taught, you know, from the age of 7 up until now, so to speak, when I'm speaking it every day. You know, we had coaches who poured into us, and then, you know, as players, you think back to, you know, how you got to this point. And then you start thinking about all the people who poured into your life and, you know, all the mentorship that you had and the people that really cared. And, you know, we got an opportunity to reciprocate that. So, you know, it's a lot of things that we could be doing, but we chose to go down this route. And, you know, we know the sacrifice that it takes. We know that we laying it all out in the line, but, you know, it's not a failure unless if you don't try. You know, so, you know, we can't bail. You know, the only thing we can do is go up, and we looking forward to the challenge.
I'm not honestly being this theory, anything you guys to bring here back and have you guys following this Olympics.
Without Deion's success, our success wouldn't even be presented to us. So, you know, first and foremost, when I had an opportunity to get in this role in this seat, you know, I reached out to him because for me, I never thought I would be a coach. I'm just gonna be real. Like all those years I played, I seen how much time the coaches spent in the buildings, after practice, meetings. So for me, that was scarceful to me. I said, when I'm done with football, I don't want to be nowhere in the building that long, right? So now to be in the seat, I was curious to see like what type of coach would I be. So I had to ask my mentors. I had to ask guys like Andy Reid. I had to pick up the phone and humble myself because when you got an opportunity in life, I mean, the way we was raised and the way we grew up, I mean, we feel like you could be successful in anything. But, you know, the thing is, we never done this before. And people ask, well, why would you go hire Michael Vick or DeSean Jackson, right? So with anything in life, you have to go through it to have experience, right? So now we're at this stage now, and what Deion's did at Jackson State and obviously what he's doing at Colorado State now is open up doors for guys like me and Coach Vick. So, you know, no shoe is too big to fill, man. I'm excited. I know the journey. I know it's going to come with a lot of trials and tribulations, but you know, no one perfect is perfect. You know what I'm saying? The best is not perfect. So we have to allow ourselves for those mistakes, but you know, in those mistakes, we got to correct them. And every day we step up to this challenge. We're just going to correct and get better as we go.
When is recruiting ran on your radar? When you are?
I always wanted to coach. I've been coaching my daughter in flag football for the last 10 years. Doing football camp since, you know, I first came into the National Football League. Always wanted to mentor a quarterback or help a quarterback on a journey. And every time I have a camp, when I leave, you know, I feel bad when the kid has to go on and get other coaches. And it was always in me to be with a guy or be with a group of young men to develop, see how they transition over a 3-month period, a 6-month period, a 12-month period. And, you know, now when, you know, our amazing president, Dr. J. 80 Ware, our athletic director reached out. It didn't take long. I knew it was on my heart. I knew it was something that I wanted to do. Couldn't make the decision right on the spot. But, you know, with the right leadership, the right conversations, and the will to do it, you know, I felt like it was the right thing to do in the right time. So I always knew I would get into coaching. It was just a matter of when, and it came a couple years earlier than when I thought. But, you know, when I got the call, I truly felt like I was ready for it. So definitely have to thank them in this moment, Dr. J. 80 Ware. Thanks for being here, 80 Arnold. You know, thanks for giving me the opportunity. And hopefully, I won't say hopefully, it will be a success.
What if it can be like coaching against each other, guys know each other so well as players have with the ops and side.
What's crazy too, I was gonna say this before he ended, but when Mike Vick knew he was gonna be up for a head coaching job, you know, he reached out to me. The relationship we have is a real relevant, and we talk not every day, but we talk quite frankly, right? So, when he was up for a job, it was a few jobs that his name is thrown in the hat there, right? And he reached out and he was like, I know you coaching. He said, what you doing? He said, man, if I get one of these jobs, you'll be one of my first hires. So at the same time, I'm like, man, yeah, I would love to, right? And then within a week, I get a call from Delaware State. And this right when he took the Norfolk State job. So I was like, I was trying to limbo it because I didn't know if I was going to get the job or not. So I didn't really want to tell him because we're in the same division, right? Or the same conference. So it's crazy because a few weeks, like literally a week after he got his, then, me and Delaware State, we locked in our deal. But it's just crazy because just knowing how much this dude pours into the youth, like I know that about him. Like he really gives his all, and vice versa with me. Like the kids and the youth are something that we really pour into, and to have all the information and the knowledge we have, it would be selfish for us to not get back to these young men that's trying to go somewhere in life. So I think that's something that stands out. That's the character of men that you get when you talk about the DeSean Jackson and the Michael Vick. We're just here to pour into the youth and change the coaches and change their life.
What can the fans expect? Or we can find feel on the field.
Man, you know, the link gets crazy already. So now you got two legends. I mean, it's gonna be hype, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of conversations before the game, but during the game, we ain't gonna talk. It's gonna be heated. 'Cause I know how he is and I know how I am. So it's gonna be a lot of energy.
Yeah, we both competitors and we're gonna push our guys to the edge. Hopefully, and in this moment, definitely don't want to overlook the opponents that we have coming up. We both got a game in 2 weeks on the 28th, so got to be respectful to that. But when we cross that bridge on the 30th of October, it's going to be very competitive, and that's what me and DeSean is. We've been in the huddle together. We know we came back in games together. We came out swinging and spoken in games together, and so this is an opportunity for us to really put what we've learned over the last year on display. And I would say this: you can expect to see us doing this for a long time.
That's the advice both you guys got from me, but getting you his profession.
Be yourself. Be yourself. Be you. Be who you are. Don't try to change anything. Put your flavor on it. Make it what you want it to be. Don't try to make it what you want or what other coaches want it to look like, or we get their advice. You just gotta put your spin on it and just. If you're going to be all in, you got to be all in. There's no shortcuts in coaching, just like there's no shortcuts in professional sports or collegiate sports or high school sports or whatever sport you into. You got to be all in, but not 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
You guys were from last to say coaches that you meet with each other. How much did the song take as that inspire you with taking?
Man, it inspires me. Mike came from a successful career that he was doing with the broadcasting. I was talking to him. While I was still playing, Mike used to always tell me, he said, I'm going to introduce you to the head people that we make these decisions, because, he wanted me to kind of come up under him, and I was looking for things to do after my career. So the communications was always open. He was doing his thing in Fox, did a great job. And, for him to transition to go into coaching that fast after him leaving Fox, I think it was hard for him to step away from Fox because, they was taking care of him. He had a good spotlight there, and to come into coaching now, I just know whatever he chooses to do, he's locked in 100%. And that's, like I said, that's what you get of guys like us. We're not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like whenever we have our minds towards something, like we're gonna have the success. We both been doubted our whole lives. Growing up, that's where we came from, poverty. And at the end of the day, in my life, I know if I want something, you got to work hard to accomplish that. And we don't expect no handouts. Like I said, if it's going to come with fails and it's going to come with trials. So we just look forward to that. But one thing I would say, to go back to your question, and I reached out to Andy Reid, he said, man, don't change who you are. What allowed you to get this job was you being who you are. So Mike just said, be authentic. The reason why I am who I am and I had such a great career in the NFL because I was authentic. I didn't try to be like nobody else. I was raised how I was raised and I grew up how I grew up. But the biggest thing is you're gonna get everything. I'm not gonna not give my all to anything I'm doing at that one time being. So being a coach now, you got to pour into it. I brought my offensive defensive coordinator with me. I brought my assistant head coach, shed light on other individuals. It's not only about my success. It's about aligning people to put, around you to make you successful. And I feel like that's, or for me to be successful, I have that line of people around me to be successful.
What does it mean, or say, for the city to embrace you and your report fans rate as celebrating the sneakers of wanting to make the team?
Yeah, that's not surprising. at all. The city of Philadelphia, despite the things that we did on the field, I think it was more so about, what we did off the field. DeSean was always in the community doing outreach. I was always trying to do some form of outreach. And, even though we had success on the field, we had a great time, we was always thinking about giving back. And that was always a priority. And the people in this organization made it a priority. So, Andy, Howie, Jeffrey, Don, they instilled that in us and made sure we got to and from or whatever we was doing. And so to be on this platform right now, to be looking at the link where we practice for every day and knowing that we have to go into that stadium and, do battle together. Now we get to go in there. We'll have a night where we'll reflect on it for years, remember the first time and definitely remember the last time. But, man, it's just, life come around full circle, and I couldn't be more proud to be here with my brother.
What do you noticing right now? What are you noticing right now in your players that they're responding to perspective?
Well, I mean, for me, it's the discipline. I think it's the accountability. It's the ownership, taking ownership. And every day you step on the field, the original standard is 1%. I challenge my guys to go more. Now it's 2%. We don't want to get 1% better. We want to get 2% better every day. So just holding your players accountable and letting them know any and everything we do, we're doing it for a reason. We're not just having them go out there and work hard. We're not asking them to be disciplined for no reason. Like, eventually it's going to come a point in time in their life or in a game in a fourth quarter where you're going to need the principles that we're installing in these young men. So for me, it's just really having them understand that. And sometimes you got to be uncomfortable, because when you're comfortable, anybody could be great when you're comfortable, right? What are you going to do when you're uncomfortable? What are you going to do when it's hot, when you're tired, when you're hurting? Those are the conditions we look for in players to push them through their maximum potential. So, in closing, I always got to shout out to the people that made it successful for me. And I think, a lot of people give credit to him, but Dom really, he helped me out tremendously while being here, and as well, Howie as well, too. Mr. Maury, the support here, man, like, you can't go forgotten that the people while you was here, took care of you and made things possible. And I could have probably been out the league and going, but a lot of scenarios and situations that, to have guys like that to have your back, and I'm sure Mike could say the same things, like having people in your life. And like, now we're in a position where, somebody makes a mistake. If somebody gets in trouble, don't be so quick to turn your back on people. It's okay to give people a second chance in life. Like, no one's perfect. And at the end of the day, you got to sometimes fail and mess up to get things right. So I just kind of wanted to say that with both.
Yeah. And go get your big Don bobblehead. It's kind of cute.
Bobble. The drip is real, man. Y'all see it. But no, honestly, man, October 30th is going to be huge. I think this is going to be something we want to do for a classic year in and year out. This year, you see I'm suited like this for a reason. We're the home team, so he's going to go in the visitor locker room. We're going to put him on the other side. We're not going to be treating as
I had a suit on next year.
You ever had the suit on? I'm going to look like the coach next year. Not for real, but we got to get the word out, man. October 30th, man. It's going to be huge, man. So get everybody to come out. Hopefully y'all can come support. The kids, everybody come out, man. It's going to be a light change. Sir.
We're going to take football with everyone with Governor DeSean.